Hello, my name's Nisha and I am the YogicAmnesiac. In the United States, Thanksgiving is here. This video should be coming out actually on Thanksgiving Day. I'm trying to make sure my videos are staying steady, so I debated taking it off, but I'm not. We're still gonna get this one out. This will be a short one though, so if you have a little time away from your family, friends, or whatever you're doing, this is definitely gonna be worth it, especially with how busy the holidays can be. As you can see, we're outside. I'm not inside, mainly to give some family a little space and planning and cleaning the house, but also it's really good weather right now here. I'm not even wearing a jacket, as you can see. I'm actually a little warm, so this is going to be an awesome video. Excuse any airplanes or dogs you hear walking around. I do have a dog hanging out somewhere, so if you hear her, she's just saying hi. So like I said, this video is super appropriate because the holidays are here, and with the holidays you probably have 1,000 things going through your mind, whether it is what you're doing with your family or just trying to figure out what you want to do, or if you can't be with your family, that might be really worrying on your mind also. So this is the video for you, and we're going to talk all about clearing your mind, getting rid of those worries, and how to, sort of calm down when you're trying to practice. But this is advice that can also be applied to anything you're doing, pretty much. So like any aspect of yoga, it takes a lot of practice and it takes a lot of upkeep to maintain that calm, clear, meditative state of mind, or to be able to get into it. It's just like strength training. It's just like training your flexibility. If you stop, you're going to lose it and you're going to have to start over, which is a total hassle. But we made a video already about getting back on the mat, so we've already got tips if you've lost it and you need to get back. So I always say being busy is not necessarily a bad thing unless it's causing you unnecessary stress. But if you're not feeling super stressed out and you actually like staying busy and doing things all the time, then I'm not going to tell you to cut anything out of your life or cut down on doing anything. But I will tell you that if you find you constantly have a to-do list running through your head, maybe it's time to start writing down that list before you get into your practice so that you know you're not going to forget, and you can allow yourself to forget about everything while you're on the mat, while you're doing your practice, or even whatever you're doing, and you can ignore it, forget about it, and just focus on the present and do what you want to do. And then when you're done, you just look at that list again and you could pick up right where you left off. Unless it's something really important or something like you use your yoga for brainstorming, I really don't recommend that you write things down in the middle of a practice. You shouldn't stop to write things down. It could break that flow, and working up to getting into that clear mind is a process. So if you start getting into that process and then stop, you might have to start over all over again. So don't recommend doing that unless you absolutely need to. And if you're in a class, please do not stop your practice just to write things down or something like that. Do excuse yourself from a class if there is something you need, though. That's absolutely fine. Just get up, walk out. Most instructors should be totally cool with that. We all have to leave class sometimes. On that note, I also like to say turn off your phone, silence your phone, put it in another room, turn off your laptop or computer. Get rid of all that stuff unless you absolutely need it for your practice. If you're listening to music on your phone, watching a video on your laptop or computer, whatever you're doing, that's the only thing that should be going on. Having other stimuli and stuff like that can really be distracting, even if it's just Facebook or your email open in a tab next to what you're watching. So maybe you should open a video in a new window if you're watching a video, and that can be a better way to kind of block everything out. And if you have to use a phone or a computer to do a practice, try to turn off notifications, any notification sounds or anything like that, or exit out of applications that will give you notifications. That way, if something does pop up, you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, I just got a notification. I wonder if it's from this person, or I wonder if it's that. You don't have to worry anymore. It's not your problem right now. It's also really important to remember that these random thoughts are totally normal. They happen to everyone. Don't freak out about it. Just let it happen. Let the thought roll through your head and then just let it go. I always say smile, take a deep breath, and just let it roll off your back. And you can take some time with this, take a few deep breaths, smile for a little while, and admit, yeah, I had this thought. Whatever. It's cool. It happens. That being said, letting go of thoughts and stuff like that is not always super easy, so here are a few other things to do that might help you out. So if you're in a pose currently and you're finding yourself struggling with these thoughts and you really want to get rid of them, let's say downward dog, for example, focus on the pose. Think about where your fingers are, think about where your toes are, think about what you're feeling in every single little part of your body. Even if it seems insignificant, just really think about everything and bring it back to that pose, because you have something in that moment to think about. A lot of yoga is not about totally having a blank mind and nothing going on. It's about being in the present moment. And you're doing a pose in the present moment, so why not think about what you're doing in that pose? It's really important to understand what's going on anyway, so take that to be a moment of self-discovery. So maybe you've done your body scan, you've scanned as many different things as you can think of, you've even thought about your hair follicles, your fingernails, everything, and you still are in that pose and your thoughts are coming back and you do not know what to do. I feel like this would be more likely in a pose like Shavasana or corpse pose, where you're just lying there, letting everything go and relaxing. You'll find that your body scan has checked out all the way from the fingers to the toes, and now you know all your thoughts are coming back and you want to get rid of them. You can always do counted breathing. If you don't know what I mean by that, some people use seconds. I just say 4 counts or whatever. A very basic, easy one to do is count your inhale for 4 counts, pause for 1 count, exhale for 4 counts, and then pause for another 1 count. Those pauses are totally optional. Some people don't really like them at the beginning. You kind of have to work up to it, and that is another thing you might want to train up to. We will do a video more about breathing, but this is just a basic thing. So if you know about counted breathing, do that if your mind is wandering. If you don't, just try to do some 4 count inhales and exhales. Try a pause if you can. Maybe try making them a little bit longer. Your ultimate goal is to have your exhale a little bit longer than your inhale as a brief breathing aside. But try counted breathing. It really helps and it gets you concentrated on your breathing and focusing on that. On top of practicing breathing, it also helps calm your nervous system and things like that, so maybe it'll help eliminate some anxiety or stress that you're feeling that's causing you to think so much. Another thing you can do is focus on an object. It can be a candle, it can be a drawing. If you know anything about focusing on objects in meditation, there's a lot of information out there about that, but that's an option if you want to keep your eyes open. If you want to keep your eyes shut, you can listen to some music. Some people don't always recommend meditating with music. I've found some debate about it, but I don't really see anything necessarily wrong with it if it helps you. If it's your choice, absolutely do it. I don't recommend having lyrics, however, but you know, again, personal choice. If you like having that, go for it. I also say I don't recommend lyrics, but I've absolutely listened to music with lyrics while doing yoga or Shavasana, so guilty. Finally, develop a mantra. This can help you whenever you need it in your life. If you need to calm down for whatever reason, you can use this. It's really nice to have. I have one and I really like having it. It's just something to kind of use as a safety blanket almost, but it's also really good for calming your mind. You just repeat it over and over again. If you're in a class, maybe repeat it in your head, but if you're alone, absolutely repeat it out loud if you'd like to, and it instills some ideas into you maybe or something like that. You can find something that means something to you. You can do Om. Really, there's just so many options for things you can do for a mantra, so think about that as well as an option. They're super cool to have, so why not? I recommend that you find a mantra that means something to you. Maybe you want to work on calming down, so you find something that has a calming words that are telling you to calm down. Maybe you want to work on getting over anxiety, so you want to use a mantra that's something like you are safe, you are comfortable. If you don't feel like you have high enough self-esteem, maybe your self-esteem's a little low, you can do something like you are worthy, you are good enough. It's really honestly whatever you want, and there are thousands of them out there that are pre-created, or you can make your own. So like I said, this video is coming out around the holiday season, so it is kind of perfect timing, but I did want to keep it a little bit shorter so that if you are with family or whatever and you don't have a lot of time, you have this opportunity to sneak in a shorter video, watch it, and maybe clear your mind a little bit after you watch this. Leave a comment down below if you did your own research, if you have your own tactics, if you have questions, if there's something you want to try, you're interested in anything, you can absolutely leave a comment about that, even if it's not really related to the video. Like, why not, right? Like this video if you like this and want to see more things like this, and don't forget to subscribe. It's the best way for YouTube to let you know if I've released any new videos. Namaste.